Hello dear students, welcome to my class Physics in Your Life. Today we are going to study few concepts of electricity. This chapter belongs to class 10th and this video is prepared by Tushar Bharadwaj. So let's get started. Objectives. Students will be able to write the importance of a battery in a circuit, define the term electric potential and potential difference, recognize the device called voltmeter, state Ohm's law, and distinguish between ohmic and non-ohmic conductors. Now, the most important part of an electric circuit, battery. Now the question arises, if the current is defined as the flow of charge or the rate of flow of charge per unit time, then who forces electrons to flow in a single direction in a circuit? And the answer is battery. Battery creates a difference in the two terminals, negative and positive terminals, and when this difference creates, the movement of electrons starts. Okay, or we can say that when an electron comes running in a circuit near to the battery like this, its energy is almost exhausted. You can see here. Okay. So the battery play an important role here. It provides this electron energy and the electron again starts its journey with the full force. Okay. So this is the importance of a battery in a circuit. Okay. Our next topic is electric potential. It is also related to the battery. Battery creates electric potential difference in a circuit. So first we have to understand what is electric potential. Okay. So electric potential is defined as the work done in moving a charge from infinity or an unknown position, unknown place, to a particular point, to a particular place or known place in an electric field. Is it clear? Is called electric potential. Or we can say that the amount of work done in bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to a given point in the electric field, okay, is called the electric potential. With the help of this statement, we can derive this formula. V means potential. We can denote electric potential with this alphabet V, equal to work done per unit charge. Okay, work done per unit charge, and this is denoted by V and its SI unit is volt. Okay, and it is a scalar quantity, or we can say that its SI unit can be joules per coulomb. Okay, or volt, both are correct. Is it clear? Now the second concept, which is almost similar to the electric potential, is potential difference. Okay, so potential difference is defined as work done in moving a charge from one point to another. Okay, so we have the addresses of both the charges. this point also and this point also, both the points basically. Okay, so we can also say that it is the amount of work done in bringing a unit positive charge from one point to another point in an electric field, from one point to another point in an electric field, and formula remains the same, V equal to W by Q, and it is also denoted by V, and as unit is volt. Only the difference is electric potential is when work done in moving a charge from infinity to a point, and potential difference is work done in moving a charge from one point to another. This is the only difference. Okay, it is a scalar quantity and it is measured by a device, voltmeter. Okay, now what is voltmeter? Voltmeter is a device used for measuring potential difference in the electric circuit. Okay, and it must be connected in parallel in a circuit. And the positive terminal of the voltmeter is connected to a positive terminal of the cell or battery, or vice versa. Is it clear? Okay. Next is 1 volt. It is very much similar to the first question, which was find 1 ampere. Okay, this is 1 volt. Okay, if I put 1 joule here and 1 coulomb here, I'll get 1 volt here. Okay, like this, 1 joule per 1 coulomb equal to 1 volt. So from this we can define 1 volt as 1 joule of work is done by 1 coulomb of charge. Is it clear? Now it is very simple to understand. Okay, next, Ohm's law, the most important law of this chapter. Ohms. This is a picture of that scientist George Ohm. So what this law states? This law states that potential difference across the two ends of the conductor is directly proportional to the current flowing through it. Okay, it means, and yes, this condition is most important. Temperature remains constant. Okay, if temperature is not constant, then Ohm's law will not work. Is it clear? Okay, so we can write mathematically this statement like this: potential difference across the two ends of the conductor is directly proportional to the current flowing through it. Okay, if we remove this proportionality sign and apply or put equal to sign, then we have to insert a constant here. This constant is the coefficient of resistance. We will discuss resistance later on. So we have this most important formula, V equal to IR. It is also called Ohm's law. Is it clear? Okay. So we have two types of conductors according to Ohm's law: ohmic conductor and non-ohmic conductor. Ohmic conductors are those conductors which obeys Ohm's law. Okay, these values are constant, so the graph will be like this, straight line, inclined straight line. And non-ohmic conductors are those conductors which does not follow or which do not follow Ohm's law. So graph will be anything except this. Okay, so I hope you understood these small concepts of electricity.